He's dead.
It's funny, I always saw myself elsewhere by the time my life would come to an end. I guess it's time to make things right while I can. Azaran has started a ritual of some kind. I can feel it in my bones. I don't have much time left. I need to use the artifacts on that statuette. They should, hopefully, deflect the spell and put an end to this madness. I have no idea if this will even work. But I don't want to waste the last hours I have doing nothing. My strength is falling away as fast as those hammer gears turn. But I am determined to see this through. Let's go.
Hello, this is Jackow's Ghost, and here we are, the last mission, the Black Parade, and it is certainly one of the missions of this campaign. And yeah, you know what? Let's just get it out of the way. Alright, we start on the bottom floor of the Howtree Manor. So these guys are still in their starting position.
What you're doing, do you? You raided their holy places and invaded their stronghold, convinced that theft would be your salvation. You have staggered through your miserable life using deceit and violence, always as the pawn of another, cast aside by secluded scholars and criminal scum alike, perpetually dangling from someone else's strings. You don't even know whose schemes you're truly serving now.
So many words. I get it, dude. You don't like me. You ever heard of brevity? Jesus. We're actually going through this grate. This is going to take us to the room with the idol. You can just drop down here. You can also go through the double doors there, but I prefer this way. Now show me on the doll where the mage branded you. Well, this looks promising. Ah.
You've now learned the lesson that I taught a Bubtiar in his final moments. His magic cannot defeat me, no matter what baubles are used. How exactly did you plan to sever your brand?
Sever? Listening to you makes me want to accelerate it.
But don't lose hope. Perhaps the spell being channeled inside me is the true source of your curse. Why don't you see for yourself?
And now I guess we are sucked into the idol or something? Some sort of underworld situation.
There has to be a way. Azaran. He's the cause of all this. I have to stop his ritual.
And we're just going to head to the very bottom. We're going to head through the basement. There's some pickpockets I want to get as we head all the way up the tower. There's a guy there. Oh. And here's an invisible glowing dude moving in slow motion. Wonderful. Even the ghosts here can't be bothered to hurry.
Nothing. Probably my nerves getting to me.
And we're just gonna scooch across the floor till about right here. Stand up, lean forward, and grab that key from the dude. That's our first pickpocket. If you step on one of these big red bulges, they'll explode on you. The floor is covered in biological landmines. There's nothing like stepping into a room and realizing the floor has a pulse.
I can't do anything with this rubbish.
So now all we have to do is make our way to the very top of this tower. So every stairway and every ramp that leads up is what we're going to take. And here's a metal floor. We want to be careful. I think we're alright. Oh, somebody's coming. Ooh, close one.
With the dead, in the language of the dead.
See what I'm talking about with the slow walking? Hurry up, dude. We'll jump up on this rock face, jump onto this ramp, head over in this direction. Take it easy, Brav. Don't worry, everybody. We're already almost done with this whole mission.
They say the smell is not so bad.
Now, I'm just gonna slowly move forward for this guy on the right. Has another pickpocket for us.
Is that you?
There we go. Now we're gonna grab our key. And we can use that on these. And go right through the field. Now we'll just continue to head up.
Speed!
I'm gonna wait for this guy. You can see he's got another key on him. Take that. Go around this corner. And we'll just wait right here. He's facing us. If we try to go through, he's gonna notice. Wait for him to get moving. Then we can just start slowly getting that direction. I think we're okay. This part is kind of an interesting little maze. Jump across, and we'll go up, and then just turn around, jump onto this ramp, go up, drop back down, jump over to this guy, and we can see the broken stairs here. And that's pretty much it. Now we can grab the ingredients.
This has to be it. If Azaran loses his powers. Does that mean...
Of course that's what it means. How could it mean anything else? Use our key on this guy, and then we'll just try to find a decent shadow down here. He really can't see us. Well, this part's going to take a little while in a moment, so I'll take this opportunity to give my thoughts on this mission once I'm done with just a couple more things here. While his back is turned, I'm going to mess up his ingredients and take his purse, adding insult to injury. Okay, so this mission is about a 5 out of 10. I want to point out that I don't think this is a bad mission, but I also don't think it's good. There's a tendency I've noticed in fan campaigns to end with a mission that is a complete aberration from the rest of the missions in the campaign, and it's a tendency that needs to die. It almost feels like a betrayal when the last mission is fundamentally different from all the others, and it can often color the way one feels about the campaign as a whole. I understand that there was a lot the creators wanted to do with this mission, but they just couldn't make it all work. But to be blunt, I don't think there was any salvaging of this mission in this form. The vertical maze aspect is brilliant, but it doesn't need to be in some sort of underworld. Mages exist in the city, so it would have been fine to have a setting more akin to Mage Towers from Thief Gold. As for how to encourage exploration of the map, they could have reworked silver and gold nuggets to be different colors, and those would be the materials you need to collect to disrupt Azaran's spell. They could be scattered throughout the tower so they were plentiful, and the player would never have to backtrack too far in order to find what they needed. Ultimately, the Black Parade is a love letter to Thief 1, and having a final mission that's a bit disappointing is pretty much on brand for that. I just really would have appreciated if they had, stuck the landing. We mixed up his spell components, then waited and waited and waited, and eventually he exploded. There's a message about patience in there somewhere.
The Hand! Our foul homeland! Have they escaped my wrath once more?
Alright, I've already rated and given my thoughts on this mission. There's a final briefing to close out the story, and then I'll give my thoughts on the Black Parade as a whole, so stick around.
So here you are. It was difficult finding you.
Get away from me.
Did I offend you somehow? Your own thirst for thievery brought you here in the first place.
Yes, and you and Raputo and DeWall are the worst things that ever happened to me.
You did very good for yourself during that time. You'd be glad to know Raputo would very much like to have you in his ranks. Or, if you're interested, you could work for me.
I'm afraid you're gonna be disappointed.
I'm offering you the best job you can think of. Do you know of a man named Constantine?
I've heard the name.
I'm representing a client who would very much like you to acquire an item from Constantine. A magical sword, as a matter of fact.
Tempting, but like I said, you're gonna be disappointed. No condition to take this job.
I'm sorry it has come to this. I can heal most illnesses with plants, but even I think I cannot cure your affliction. It looks like a curse, a powerful one. It was good knowing you, Hume. Farewell.
All is as it was written. The Black Parade is defeated. Azaran retreated to his spire, vanquished, but still determined in his intention to reach immortality. A crisis was averted by the profane, but another looms. A dark project.
If this life is over now, will I fade away? Will I tremble in the dark? Will I rest in gold estates?
The iconic line, "Afraid you're gonna be disappointed," uttered by two dying men in Thief, Cuddy and Cragscleft, and now poor Hume. The guy just couldn't catch a break anywhere. So that'll do it for the Black Parade, an absolutely fantastic game in its own right. But how does it stack up to the originals? Well, one thing that I noticed as I played and then replayed to make these videos, I haven't scored any of the missions in the Black Parade as a 10 out of 10. There are only a few missions from Thief the Dark Project, as well as Thief 2 the Metal Age, that have earned a 10 rating from me, but those missions did a lot to raise the stakes of their respective game and the game of Thief more generally. I didn't quite see that in these missions, for as well made as they absolutely were. But I can't deny that the straight-up fan service being done here, the connections to the canon of Thief, and how this story blends with and then leads into the Dark Project, is all done seamlessly. And there's definitely something to be said about the whole being better than the sum of its parts. So I think, as its own game, which I'm happy to consider part of the Thief canon, the Black Parade is a 10 out of 10. Thank you for checking out this series of videos. I'm going to get to work on ghosting my next series, Thief, the Dark Project. So like and subscribe if you're into that, and of course I'll continue to work in other standalone fan missions throughout. Thanks again for watching. Now, taff off.
He's dead. Let's head back now.